All right, everybody, I am headed in to get some rolls in here, and I am glad you're gonna come with me. I hope you have been enjoying these training vlogs that I've been putting out. I enjoy making them, so I hope you enjoy watching them. Please make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss any extra content or anything that I'm gonna be putting out in the near future. If you watched the first training vlog that I put out, I don't know when, maybe like 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, I was working on some pressure passing. A lot of people were pulling reverse de la Riva on me, and I was trying to put them into headquarters and then pressure passing. Tonight I'm gonna work on something that I used to play a lot, and then I got away from it a little bit. I got hurt, and now I'm coming back, and I wanna try to put it back in as best I can. And it's a floating guard pass. It's the opposite of pressure passing. It's basically putting my hands on the mat as I'm trying to pass through people's guard, making my legs really light, letting them elevate me, letting them move me around, moving their hips around, and playing with that position a little bit. What's really weird about the floating guard pass, and I guess a lot of people don't like it and don't feel comfortable with it, is because you're basically getting swept 90% of the way. You're almost giving your back up, but because the way you're floating and entangling the legs, it works and you're able to pass and be the person who stays on top. I'm looking for two techniques tonight. One is where I'm gonna float, I'm gonna get their hips rocking, and then I'm gonna high step back, clear the hips and pass to side control. The other one, I'm going to look for like a leg weave dope mount style pass where I'm gonna float, I'm gonna thread one of my legs between theirs, come down, and then come to the mount. This is a technique that really works well in the gi because if I was playing this no gi, the threat of a heel hook and a knee reap would be there constantly because I'm literally keeping my heel up in the air, floating it for them to take. But this is a gi class tonight, and I'm gonna play the gi rules, and I'm going to, I don't wanna say exploit the fact that they can't do heel hooks, but I'm gonna take advantage of the fact that people can't heel hook me in the gi, and I'm gonna work my floating guard pass. I know me describing it probably doesn't make a ton of sense, so hopefully here are some clips of me doing it in action. So that went pretty well. I played a lot of floating guard pass. I had a lot of success with it. A couple new things happened that I haven't really played with before, but I'll talk about that in a second. But the floating guard pass is a really weird, unconventional thing, and a lot of people aren't used to it, so they don't really know how to react. A lot of times when you make your legs light, they think that they can elevate and sweep, and that's what you want them to think. And like I said in the intro, it takes a lot of time to get used to that feeling as the passer that you're like 90% swept, and knowing you're still gonna come on top, you're still gonna pass. The good thing about the floating guard pass is you always reserve the right to unfloat, defloat, go back to pressure passing. That happened a few times where I just didn't really see a path to the pass. So I stopped floating and I sat back down to more pressure passing, which I like too, so no big deal. There were a few times where everything kind of turned into like berimbolo from the top, because the way the legs were intertwined and the way the hooks were set up, I was able to roll to the back from the top off the float. And there were a few times where people came close to sweeping me, but because I had such a wide base with hands on the mat, I was able to prevent the sweep and sort of settle back in, passing as I did it. So I still love this technique and this system and this approach, and it's something I'll do more of. It's definitely not something that can really work that well in no-gi yet. The threat of the heel and the leg lock is too prevalent in no-gi, so you have to sort of take advantage of the gi rules around that. But it is something that I'm gonna keep working on. So there will be a part 2 of this video. I'm gonna play some more of the float. I'm gonna explore some more bolo options from the top. I'm gonna try and explore some no-gi options where we can hide our heel a little better while still floating, but stay tuned for that. If you wanna learn more about the floating guard pass, or you wanna see more of like an instructional style breakdown of what I'm doing and why, please comment below and I can for sure make that video happen. Thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.